Alright, good afternoon everyone. Today is Monday, March 26th, 2012. Alright, here is what we have going on. The markets have been flat. You can see right here, we had this little run up right here. This cute little run up right here. And the markets were flat before that. Then they ran from 1403.75 all the way up to 1406.75. So we had a 3-point move right there. After the 3-point move, it moved halfway back down to 1404.25. We did have one trade set up here, but we didn't take it because everything else said the market's going to go sideways or not going to move at all. It was right over here at 1404.5. All right. If we would have taken that, it would have moved up to 1405.75. We would have put our stop at break even, and we would have been out break even right over here. Okay, had we taken that. That was all there was on the ES. Not much to talk about there. I wish we could have. I wish we could have had a nice move like this one, but we didn't. This is where we started, right here, and it went sideways. Then it had a quick move up, never pulled back to the BBC. Right, quick move up, then came back down, tested the BBC, and right here is where our order was over here. Okay, at 1404.5. And look, it's starting to drop right now. We'll see if it drops below 1404.25. And it's just been sideways ever since. All right, so there's nothing there that we can really go on about. Now, over here on the YM, now the opportunity of the day on the YM was right here. It was right at the open. You see 930.00 down here. This bar, 930.00. I didn't see that until about 9:31, so it was like over here at that time. But this right here was the trade of the day if you could have gotten it. We had bullish divergence right here on the YM. It was the first pullback after a bullish cross. And 13,097 is where it was, and that ran all the way up to 13,150. So it ran 153 points. And now it's starting to drop back down. Now, as the ES was going sideways over here, this is what the YM was doing. All right, the YM was looking sort of bearish. You see how we just dropped down below 1404.25? It's probably going to move down here now. The YM was looking bearish the whole time that the ES was going sideways. This is the 4-tick range on the YM. Right over here was an opportunity to short the 4-tick range. This was during our break. Okay, right there. But that was pretty much it on the YM. Now, let's see. Let's bring the 6E over here. Okay. A couple things to look at on the 6E. I pointed these out in the live trading room this morning. Alright. The first thing, let me blow it up so you can see more of it. It didn't help either. Anyway, the first thing was right here. Right here. After the elbow broke down, white was leading the green down here on the combo. Okay, white was leading the green when the elbow broke to the downside, suggesting a pullback to the BBC would hold. It did hold. It sent it down 6 ticks. Then it turned around. Over here, white was not leading the green, suggesting the BBC would not hold. This was the first pullback to the BBC. It did hold, but it was suggesting that it might not. So we didn't do anything there. Over here, white was leading the green, and I pointed this out in the live trading room. This was the first pullback up to the BBC right here, and that did hold again. That was at 1333.34. It had a drawdown of 1 tick, and from there it dropped 1330. It dropped 11 ticks, 10 ticks. All right, which is the equivalent of 2.5 points on the ES. If you just took this move down right here, it was 9 ticks, but either way, it's the equivalent of a 2-point move on the ES. Over here, again during our break, we broke the elbow to the upside. White was leading the green, suggesting the BBC would hold, and it has held. All right, the BBC right here at 1333.32 would be the entry. It drew down 3 ticks to 1333.29, and so far it has moved up to 1333.39 for a 7-tick gain. All right, that was the 6E on the morning. Let's see, the NASDAQ. Yeah, here's the NASDAQ. Let's go over that one. Okay. Here is the NQ. This morning, it got really choppy in here too, just like the Russell did and everything else. Now we'll get into that in a minute. But on the NQ, the only thing that I really pointed out on the NQ in the live trading room was this move right over here. Okay, when the NQ started to move and everything else wasn't moving, we had a double divergence right here, double bullish divergence. So the entry would have been here. You would have had to endure a 3-point drawdown on the NQ, which I believe is, I don't know, 20, 30 bucks, something like that per contract. And from there, it was at 27.53, and it's gone up to 27.56. So, is that right? 27.56, 27.53, drew down to 27.51. You would have had to endure a 2-point drawdown for a 3-point gain at this point. All right, that was all the NQ had this morning. Now the Russell. The Russell. Hold on, we have a couple of things to look at on the Russell. All right. We ended the morning down 11 ticks on the Russell. We did take trades, live trades on the Russell, and we ended the morning down 11 ticks. We had one losing trade and really 2 break-even trades. Well, 2. I'll show you. Rather than try to go over it that way, I'll just show you. Oh, hey, this isn't the Russell. That's gold. Hold on a minute. Let me find the Russell. I can show you gold too if you want to see it. When the markets were all flat, I started looking around for markets that were moving. Give me just a moment here. I will find my Russell chart. Here it is. All right. Now you can see I drew in these trend lines back here. I had drawn these in. And I said I wasn't going to do anything with the Russell until it got out of there. It hasn't really gotten out of there. All right. And I drew them in back here. These were the trades we took on the Russell. This morning we took this first trade right here. We went long. And it went back and forth and back and forth. I think we got 6 or 7 or maybe even 8 ticks profit in that at one point. And it came back down. And it got us at break even over here. Once I saw it was going back and forth a lot, it had actually, while I was in it, it had created this whole triangle right here. I'll draw the other trend lines. I took it off after a while, but it had created this triangle in here while I was in the trade. And so I got out at break even on that one. Actually, it slipped me 1 tick, so I got out at minus 1 tick. Then price moved down, came back up. Now the reason for entering on this trade over here was we tested the BBC after the bullish cross, tested the BBC. We had double divergence and a cross down here. So we went long on the close above the MA1. All right. Over here, we went short for all the same reasons. But right here, this is when the YM started to move up quickly, and the ES started to move as well. And they were both moving up, and I was short on the Russell. And it was right on the news event today, the pre-existing home sales, I think. So I got out with a small loss right here, a couple of ticks lost. But the reason for entering was the same as the reason over here. We had the cross right here, double divergence, and we had to close down below the MA1 after a bearish cross. Okay, that one did go the full 10 ticks. It went even more than that, but I was looking for 10 ticks profit out of it. Over here, price moved back up. This was the one move right here in the Russell that was really good. One thing that I had shown in the room this morning, and I'll show it to you guys right now. That was the move down, then it moved up. I had drawn another arrow, but using that arrow, I had drawn where we should expect the next leg down to go, and it was right there. You can see that's where it went. It just took it a few minutes to get there. I had shown that to everyone in the room this morning, so they could have, if they got into this trade, they could have held on down to that level right there, or attempted to hold on down to that level. It bounced off that level pretty hard. We didn't get any opportunities until right here. You see we had the double divergence right here, both of these saying long, and we had the cross up right there. Okay. Once we did that, we were right in here. This was an opportunity to get long. I did get long, and once it went 5 or 6 ticks in my favor, I moved my stop up to break even, and it came back and got me a break even, and then moved the rest of the way up here to create this this range that it's been trading in ever since. I attempted another long trade here once it pulled down right here. You see it drop down, and let me move this over. I didn't have the double divergence going for me on this one. All I had was the cross up right here. Alright, so I had that cross up and a close above the MA1. This was a continuation trade in the direction of the trend. We got into it, it gave us a couple ticks profit, then it turned around, stopped us out pretty much to the tick, and then it went sideways ever since. Had we stayed in it from here, had it not stopped us out, I think up here would have been our profit target. Our entry was at 41.9, I think. Yeah, 41.9. Anyway, those were the trades of the morning. That was it. That was it, guys. We went long there. We stopped out over here. Went long there. That went the full point. We went break even here, short here. That went the full point, and this one stopped us out for 8 ticks. So we lost 8 here, and 1 there, and 2 there, for a total of minus 11 ticks. And right now it's still going sideways. Those were the morning's trades. Now let me show you one other thing here with the Russell. Those of you who have been in the partners meetings the last few weeks have seen another way to trade the Russell using using 2 combo indicators. One with the PDS1 set to 34 and the SLW set to 10, which is a default, and the other one with the PDS1 set to 34 and the SLW set to 5. Alright, what you're looking for is this black line and this purple line to be turning in the same direction as price closes below this green line in the MA1. Alright, so there's a short opportunity there. Flip it around, a long opportunity there. Short there, long there, another long right there, and right here it would have stopped out, and right there it would have stopped out. And that would have been it. Alright. Well, actually there was another short opportunity right here that just came during the break period. Okay. For those of you guys who are using the MICAR method of doing this, alright. That's surprisingly few trades using that method. There's only about 6 or 7 trades there in the first 2 hours. Actually the first 3 hours now. Surprisingly few trades. Now if we let's see. Look over here, the ES is starting to move down a little bit right here. You can see here on the 10K it's dropped down below, giving us a bearish cross. Over here on the 4-tick range it's starting to drop down. The Russell, well, hang on a minute. Here's the Russell right here. We got a bearish cross on the Russell. We don't have any bearish divergence yet, so we're going to have to see some bearish divergence get put in. One other thing that I looked at quickly here, guys, and granted this was just quickly, but using the same stuff, same exact thing, same exact stuff. Over here on gold, since gold was moving this morning, there were quite a few opportunities to profit this morning in gold, as gold was moving around. Using the double divergences after it tests the BBC, right here, you can see was a long opportunity, and another long opportunity, and a short opportunity, and a long opportunity, and then in here we had a losing trade, and in here we had a losing trade. And this all happened during the break over here. So that was, I just wanted to point out that what we're doing is scalable across time frames and markets. All right, we could probably flip this to a different time frame and see the same stuff. That's the goal. The goal is to simplify everything, so you're really, no matter what you're trading the same setup. You know, no matter what time frame or market you're trading, you're going to be trading the same setup. That's the goal. But we do have a new indicator that's still in progress. Right now we're calling it, well, many things, CF multi-line combo. But I have all the lines reacting properly right now. I just need to clean it up, rename it, and put it on the shelf for you guys. All right. I think we're going to wrap it up with that. All right. I don't even have my question box up. Nope, nobody's got any questions. Okay. If anybody has any questions, you can feel free to type them in right now. Or you can email me directly at support@cfrn.net.